Yes, it's heavy. It's really heavy. I've seen on a group. I was just chatting someone this morning, and it just brought back a memory. I saw in a group where a mother was saying, "Look, no shame, no whatever." She's very honest, but her daily prayer, is that her child dies before her.
Oh my God.
And no parent would want to say that, but that is the reality of Nigeria we live in today. And so, if somebody is in such, it's just sitting in such hopelessness. So
What do
you
you
need to
say?
be able to pull that person out. And we were happy enough to have people say, look, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is,
Really practical. Welcome to Hope, Help and Hugs, a space for honest and heartfelt conversations within the special needs community. Yeah, we share stories that bring hope, offer help, and wrap every listener in a little hug of understanding. Today, on this special episode, we are joined by Dr. Mudi Nwachukwu, the founder of Rhimamory, an educational resources brand that makes available tools, toys, and learning materials to help children with special needs develop essential skills while having fun. She is also the chairperson of the Sente Conference and Trade Fair, an initiative dedicated to supporting children with special needs and empowering their caregivers, families, and advocates. Dr. Nwachukwu is an educator, she's an advocate and innovator who has spent years working with children with special needs. She's passionate about creating resources and opportunities that allow these children to thrive and reach independence. Through Sente, she has transformed her insight into practical resources and guidance, making a tangible difference in the lives of families. She is also deeply committed in changing societal perceptions, especially around autism and other additional needs, ensuring children and adults alike are seen for their potential and capabilities. Before we get into the conversation, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share this episode so you're always the first to experience more heartfelt conversations coming your way. It's now time to get Dr. Nwachukwu to wrap us in a little hug of understanding. Thank you, Dr. Mudi, for being here. Thank you for honoring our invite. I would like you to introduce yourself. I already did that, but I think I didn't do justice to it.
You did an amazing job.
Thank you
for having me.
Welcome.
I'm Mudi Nwachukwu.
All
I am
right.
the chair of the Sente Organizing Committee.
Okay.
I'm also the founder of Rhimamory Resources, Nigeria's first and foremost inclusive store for all children. We provide educational toys and resources, therapy aids
Nice.
for children with additional needs.
Okay.
So it's a business for all children, but we have a special needs for children with additional needs.
Okay, so you spoke about Rhimamory, but you just said you are the chair of the committee of Sente. So what is Sente?
Sente stands for Special Educational Needs Therapy Empowerment.
Oh.
And it's a movement. I like to think of it as a movement. It's to support parents and caregivers of children and adults with additional needs. We hold conferences.
Nice.
The first, which was held in 2025, and the next, which is coming up in February 2026.
Okay.
And it's all about empowering the parents and caregivers of children, and like I said, families who support anyone with additional needs with practical tips and of course the resources. When I say resources, alongside the conference, we have the trade fair where people can have instant access to different types of resources and services that are easily available to help people with additional needs.
And that's amazing because I
Thank
don't.
you.
You're welcome. I don't really think something like that is really, really in Nigeria. Like, I've not really heard of an initiative like Sente. Like, we are still going to unpack, but from the overview you've given, sounds like you're making the difference in this space, and it's really amazing to know. So, I would also like to know that. Okay, I heard that in February you held the first edition of Sente. Looking back, what moments or insights from that first edition shaped how you see the role of this conference in supporting families and children with special needs?
So to understand the impact, I think we need to start from why Sente actually happened. Yeah.
Okay.
There are conferences, quite all right. There are lots of initiatives, quite all right, to support families of children with additional needs.
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria. But I find that while these conferences are very, very helpful, there was an element missing.
Okay.
Which is they're giving advice or helping, diagnose issues. But then you find that people leave such conferences without a clear roadmap as to what to do next. So the idea for Sente came to me when I was at one of these conferences. I had a stand there for Rhimamory. And I had a parent came up to me and she looked at some of the things that we had. And she was like, okay, this is nice, but very, very good. And she sighed. And I said, oh, so like a real heavy, deep sigh. I said, why? Why are you sighing? And she said, it's all well and good, but she doesn't know how her child is going to sleep tonight. And that really, really, really resonated with me because we've been there all day. We'd had with different experts talking about this and that. And then we'd had, the governments and talking about this and that. And this lady was living with the same problem she came with, without any solution. And I just said to myself, look, you go to a conference and someone is telling you, children with this, they sleep certain hours a night, and and so what next? What next? And so shall I say, the idea started to germinate, just popped into my head at that point in time, and I said to myself, if only there was a way to balance it out. So not to undermine what's going on, but then to take it a step further, to bring the resources, and then to bring practical tips. If I tell you now, a balanced diet is very, very good. It's essential. It leads to long life, and and this or exercise is wonderful. Exercise will weight, for instance, lifting weights will help you do this, and live longer, be stronger in your old age. But okay, how do I start? Do I start with 5 kg? Do I go to the gym? I lift 100 kg. Do I lift it in my house? What next?
Yeah.
And I think that is the gap, and that's what Sente was created to bridge. So we had experts, and when I was picking the experts for the first edition of Sente, I was very, very emphatic. I told them, look, I want you to go there and speak from the heart. Please don't tell them statistics. Please don't come with graphs. Please don't come with numbers. Don't come with data. Speak from the heart. And judging from the response we got, the fact that people did not want to leave, the fact that the hall was packed till 5 p.m. until the owners of the hall had to come and tell us, look, we need to start wrapping this up. Wow. That told me that we were responding to that need. And so when you say which particular moment, that was a very convoluted way to get there, but which particular moment was looking out at 5 p.m. on the day.
Yeah.
And seeing a packed hall and seeing people still yearning for answers, not only yearning, but getting answers, being satisfied, making connections. A lady stood up and she was talking about, the issues and challenges she had. And another lady, this was not even from the panelists now, another lady in the audience stood up and gave her an answer and connected. I saw people cry. I saw people embrace. People laughed. People danced. It was beautiful. And those were the moments that stuck with me. And without a shadow of a doubt, I said it there and then that there would be another edition. And that's what we're working on at the moment.
Oh, nice. So it was like a conference where parents, people were coming together to share working templates.
Yes.
Not just stuff you find on the internet and all of that. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
So I saw that you wrote you're welcome. So I saw that you wrote in April 2024 about how companies often shy away from hiring people with autism due to misconceptions about their abilities. How does that observation connect to the mission of Sente and preparing children with special needs for adulthood?
Yes. In 2024, Business Day approached me and asked me to talk about autism for the fact that we're commemorating autism. That was Autism Month and World Autism Day.
April.
And it's very, very important to note that, I know people shy away from the fact that, oh, this person has additional needs, so let's not hire. No, they cannot. They can't do. And it's simply not true. Regarding autism in particular, and this, of course, the autism is a spectrum, so it covers a very wide range of behavior and capability.
Yeah.
I would say some people with autism, a lot of people with autism are very driven by routine. They're very driven by structure. They're driven towards perfection. Tell me that this is not an asset for any company, actually, to have an employee who is dedicated, who wants perfection. So an accountant, for instance, if you find an accountant, that person, I mean, there's even a movie like that. That person is not going to rest until your accounts are balanced. Who doesn't want that in an employee? Yeah. Certain supermarkets, not in Nigeria, but certain supermarkets actually have shelf stacking jobs for some people with additional needs.
Wow.
Because you know that your shelves are going to be stacked beautifully. Your shelves are going to be stacked perfectly. The numbers are going to be exact.
They pay attention to details.
Their attention to detail is magnificent. Same thing goes for admin. Same thing goes for letter writing. Same thing goes for, anything, hairdressing. Same thing goes for a mechanic. Same thing goes for an engineer. Same thing goes for a mathematician. That person is not going to rest until, for instance, a mathematics lecturer will not rest until his students have grasped it, until he has communicated.
Yeah.
So I would say companies should be very, very open-minded. Yes, be very open-minded. And then we're not even talking just about autism now. Just because a person is in a wheelchair does not necessarily mean that it does not mean at all that they are not intellectually able to meet up with any job. Not at all. We have people with sight challenges writing JAM. And I bet you it's a tougher job for them than anybody else, because they're translating all those textbooks into Braille, understanding it, and giving you the answer to your question and coming out with the right answer. Tell me that person doesn't understand the law better than some people that just turned up there and going to live there with a D or an E.
For them to have come that far.
And then you say that you're not going to hire the person because the person no. So I think we need to be very, very open-minded. We need to be more broad-minded and open up these opportunities to people and just watch the enthusiasm, watch the flourishing of your organization. I'm speaking to companies now. Watch the flourishing of your organization, and also be satisfied with the fact that you are running a truly inclusive company. Yeah. So yes, that's what I wrote about.
I actually agree with you, because you mentioned hairdresser. Yes. There's a certain braider who makes my hair. Mm-hmm. She can't talk, and she braids really nicely. Yeah. So I wonder how. I don't know if she's actually deaf, because all we have to do is show her a picture of what we want to make, sit under her, and then she gets to work. Even makes the work faster. So I actually believe it. I believe when you say that people with additional needs are like assets in different organizations.
Absolutely. All you need to do is find the right place for them. Yeah. And don't be afraid to try them in different parts of your organization, different roles. Just don't be afraid to do that.
You can be versatile.
You can be very versatile. But of course, it starts with having that open door policy in the first place.
All right. I really hope they are watching.
I hope so.
And I really hope they'll get to work. Okay, so from the first edition, what were some of the most useful tips, recurring challenges, or feedback shared by parents? You mentioned one from a conference you attended at Sente, and I would like you to share more. And how have caregivers influenced how you structured what you're going to be doing in the second edition of Sente?
Okay, so tips from parents from the first edition. I've heard a lot about, first of all, just even knowing people to reach out to and organizations that actually cover the areas that they found difficult managing.
Okay.
So that's been very good. The access to resources.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had a particular company They were selling PECs, so that's
Like
like
clips.
communication. So it's like a communication system,
Oh, okay.
which is created here in Nigeria. And I kid you not, their stand was buzzing throughout the whole thing because people did not just know that they were there, that these were available in Nigeria. So access to such resources became easier, people connecting with each other. And then in terms of practical tips, so we covered broadly 4 areas in Sente 2025. The first was just practical care. What do I need to do? How do I take care of my child properly? Not just guesswork, not how, not just figuring out along the way, but how. So we had the doctors and we had nutritionists, we had different people coming to talk about the practical tips, how to care for your child.
Okay.
And then, so it was like step by step. So you have your child. What do I need? What do I need to do to take care of my child? How daily care, what they eat. What do I need to do? So we had that. Then so this child grows a little bit and has to go to school, and then you obviously know something's wrong. So the next one of the second panel that we had there was, how do you pick the right school? How do you know which school to take your child to? Because everybody goes, oh, we're inclusive, and then you find out that the idea of inclusion is dropping the child in the same room from 9:30. Let's say assembly ends by 9. Ends by 9:20. 9:21 00. That child is in the same room until let's say closing time is 2 p.m. 1:58 p.m. That child, they just can't plug the child in the same room and drop the child at home. And then you say, okay, fine. We're inclusive. The child has gained nothing. And they just promote the child to the next class, promote the child to the next class, and nothing's happened. Those are the nice stories. We hear horror stories, real life horror stories.
Okay.
Real life horror stories. There was a case some years ago, and it was horrific. CCTV showed the caregiver, so it's not the caregiver now, but the
teacher,
the facilitator teacher, beating this child, putting a chair on top of the child, just brutalizing that child for hours. And then he dressed the child up at 2 p.m. and say, hello, school is closed. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I digress. So picking the right school. So when you go to the school, what are the questions you should ask? What should you look out for? How do you know this is the right school for my child? Ditto healthcare. Yes, we can do it. We can cure everything. Is that the right place? There's so many unscrupulous people who are out there ready to just take money and do nothing. And just nothing better than a desperate parent. There's nothing better. That's just what they need.
Yeah.
And they're just taking more and more money. They're not doing anything, and they're practicing on children. So what are the questions you ask? I've had a situation where somebody said he's a therapist. I'm like, okay, good. Which area of therapy do you specialize in? He said, I'm an all-round therapist. Now, if you don't know the right questions to ask, you're looking for help, you're looking for answers. The first thing you're going to say is, thank all my Christmases have come at once. Hallelujah. This person is going to... But that person is chatting utter rubbish. What is an all-round... Which school gives a degree in all-round therapy? What is all-round therapy? It doesn't make any sense.
There has to be specialization.
You have to be... Yes. Are you a speech therapist?
Yeah.
Are you a physiotherapist? Which area of therapy? So you have to know the right questions. So we covered that right.
Wow.
How do you pick the right, healthcare option for your child? Then we moved on to the emotional well-being of the caregiver, because look, you can say all this, but if dad or mom or grandparent, whoever it is taking care of this child, is not in the right place mentally, all this is nothing.
Yeah.
I had a client with Rhimamory in the early days of Rhimamory, and then I was able to interact a bit more with parents. And we had this parent, and she told me, with her whole heart and feeling totally vulnerable, that she had not showered for 3 days.
Ooh.
She had not stepped out of her house for 3 days. We actually had to deliver to her. And I said, why? And she said, what is the point? What is the point? What is the point? Her family had ostracized her. They made her feel bad for her child. And this is a beautiful home. This is not, you would say maybe this was a beautiful, beautiful home, magnificent home. But she was just dying inside. So you tell such a person, how do you pick the right school? How do you know it's going to come in here, it's going to go the other way, because they're not in the right place mentally. And so we had we had experts to talk to the parents and say, this is how you deal with this mental load. It is so difficult. What do you need to do? How do you find a support system? So that was the third topic. And the fourth topic was, wow. Yeah. So the fourth topic was unbelievably our highest subscribed panel. It was a question that really, really, really weighs heavy on every parent of a child with special needs. What happens to this child when I'm gone? That particular topic, we had so many people ready to speak on it. We had so many people attending just because of that topic.
Scarier for even parents.
Yes. It's heavy. It's really heavy. I've seen on a group, I was just chatting someone this morning, and it just brought back a memory. I saw in a group where a mother was saying, look, no shame, no whatever. She's very honest. But her daily prayer is that her child dies before her.
Oh my God.
And no parent would want to say that. But that is the reality of Nigeria today. And so if somebody is in such position, in such hopelessness, you need to be able to pull that person out. And we were happy enough to have people say, look, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is,
really practical.
Very, very practical. This is how to navigate this. Okay, these are the trusts. This is where you can put in your will. These are the organizations. We had an organization there that said, look, we're setting up trust. This is how you can set up a trust that this organization. So you're not hoping that uncle
will come and take over the property and leave the child stranded.
Yes, we're not hoping that any uncle is going to come and hopefully take in Nigeria, they say almost every child in Nigeria is just 2 deaths away from being a domestic help. I'm telling you, yes, because all you need is for the main person that's taking care of that child to say, look, it does not be around, and then see whether with Nigeria that everybody's dealing with, who is so excited about taking care of a child that's even walking, talking, and doing everything, then a child that's not doing those things.
True.
It is not easy. And so we had that. So we covered that, and that's why, like I said, we went way over our time. And then the next positively logical step for us was this. Okay, we talked about childhood. We talked about what happens if a parent dies while this is a child. Now, all these things have been taken care of. You pick the right school, you pick the right health care, your mental health is sound. Okay, you are alive. But this child is growing. What is the future for this child? What lies ahead for this child? And that is what Sente 2026 is on.
Nice.
So it was just a natural progression. That is what Sente 2026 is covering.
That was one packed answer. I must say that the parents, caregivers, and possibly other people who attended the conference ate good, because from the overview you're giving me, I'm packed, and I really look forward to seeing what Sente 2026 is going to be all about. So this takes me to say, looking ahead, what is your hope for Sente in the role Sente will play in supporting children with special needs and empowering their families in Nigeria specifically over the next few years? I also like to add, and how does Rhimamory complement this vision?
Okay, I'll take the first part.
Okay.
The role of Sente in years to come. Not to sound Martin Luther King-ish, but I do have a dream. I really do have a dream where parents, caregivers are just overwhelmed. They are washed with knowledge, with the tips, with things. I used to hand, someone in a market, they know, they say, oh, this child is not speaking. Oh, could it be this? Could it be that? They're able to advise each other.
A wide spread of knowledge.
So knowledge being so decentralized. Sente building on we're starting practically from ground zero. And we're in Lagos. I had so many messages. Oh, that's only for you Lagos people. But then we had people even flying. We had a lady flying from Rivers. We had somebody flying from Abuja. And these are people just coming to seek out knowledge. I'd love a situation where Sente could be in different parts of the country and different people could come out, because, there are certain parts of the nation where there's still so much work to be done. We even know what some of these things are. Last year, we had to search for a speech therapist in the East. And it pulled on almost all the people I knew, all the resources I had to find a speech therapist in that particular part of Nigeria. A whole state, we couldn't find a single speech therapist. They tell me what is happening to the children in that area that need speech therapy. There's nothing. I had to ring left, right, up, down, Facebook groups, go to all sorts of different associations, but we couldn't find anyone. And that tells me the work is still a lot. We have a tough road ahead, but we're up to the task. I mentioned to you earlier, until somebody's able to say in Hausa, Igbo, Benin, Yoruba, until there is an indigenous word for special needs or autism that is not derogatory, that is not an insult, that is not a curse, then the work is still a lot.
I agree.
And that's where we are. So I have a vision for Sente to be across the nation. I have a vision for people. Sente stands for not just the word itself. What Sente stands for: knowledge, people having the knowledge and having the resources. So I can say, you know what, you need to know how to drive. And then I just drop the keys and I say, you need to know how to drive. And this is the picture of a car. It's a very beautiful car. It's a Mercedes, blah, 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 this. It is whatever, it's very helpful. When you drive that, it goes 0 to this and this. Okay, bye. I can even drop the car keys with you and say the car is outside. But until you have a car, you know how to drive it, you know how to move around in it, it means nothing. I can tell you, swimming is an excellent activity. It burns all the calories at the same time. It's very refreshing. It's beautiful. It's good for your Instagram photos. And then I tell you bye. It means nothing until you get into the water and begin to move efficiently. And that's what Sente stands for. Sente stands for giving you the vision, giving you the tips, giving you the resources in your hand and showing you how to use them. So that is what Sente does. Until it's everywhere in Nigeria, Sente's work is not done. How does Rhimamory complement that? Rhimamory started because a lot of focus in Nigeria is play, and play is not bad. Children learn through play, but there are ways to be very, very constructive with the play so that the child is learning at the same time. I say that when a toy can do everything without the child, then it's no more a toy. The child is not learning anything from it. The child is just being entertained. The child is just watching it. And so I wanted to provide access to toys that help children meet their developmental goals. Entertain, because life is stressful enough. Children need to laugh. So it's fun, but they're meeting their developmental goals, and that's a win-win. As a parent, you're spending money, and you want to make sure that your child is getting the best, you're getting value for your money. And at the same time, if you know that your child is learning from it and achieving better grades, because every parent, let's not lie, we all want to be at home saying, yes, my child got this number of A's. So your child is meeting their developmental goals, they're learning, and they're happy. They don't want to let go of the toy. You've won. And that's what I wanted with it. And then the balance. And children, some people say, some things are only for children, neurotypical children, neurodivergent children. No, that's not true. Most toys can be used by any child. It just depends on how and when they use it. A very gifted child perhaps on the autism spectrum that paints exceedingly well will use an art kit far better than his age mates. A child whose speech is a bit behind might not be able to use a particular type of toy, might use it later than his age mate. And so it depends on when and how the toy is being used. So Rhimamory was set up to meet those targets, help all children have fun and learn at the same time. So Rhimamory complementing Sente is all about providing the educational toys and resources that children with additional needs use to meet their developmental goals. It's a point of pride for us. It's a point of pride for us that no healthcare professional will look at a parent and tell them, we would have treated your child with this, but it's not in Nigeria. No. It's unacceptable. We are constantly doing research. I'm constantly going to different trade fairs, constantly going to meeting up with different manufacturers, different specialists, and finding out what they're using. And then I don't even waste a second. I make sure I get it here in Nigeria. And I have therapists asking me, what is this? How do we use this? And I don't worry, we'll get there. It's here. It's here. So the day they're like, oh, we've discovered this thing. Oh, can we get it? They say go to Rhimamory. And it's a point of pride for us that this is what we do. No child left behind. No child left behind. Every child, loved, sheltered, nourished, given the right tools to achieve their goals. Yeah.
That's so nice. That's so nice. This has been one impactful session. I'm not even going to lie. Like, if you ask me to talk about Sente, with all you said today, I definitely will talk about Sente in a very, very good light. I will definitely talk about Sente. So we've been serious all this while, right? It's time to know something unusual about you. Okay, so what's something that people don't know about you that is going to shock me and shock the audience?
Something that people don't know about me.
Yeah.
I love shoes. I really, really do.
Okay, I can see.
I really, really do. And I'll tell you a funny story.
Okay.
So, I've told you about the fact that I'm a lawyer, and for up to just before 2020, I actually was the head of legal in a professional services firm.
Oh, nice.
But then I've always loved toys. I've always loved toys. I've always loved going into stores and looking at toys and saying, what does this do? How does this help? I've just loved the practical, the educational side of toys. And so people seeing the toys I had at home were like, oh, this is really cool. Where do you get this? Or and so people were asking, can you get me this? Can you get me that? And to tell you how much faith I had in the idea of Rhimamory, I actually forfeited my shoe budget on a trip. I said I was not going to buy shoes on this trip. I was going to buy toys. And I bought a suitcase of toys, and I said, look, whatever happens. If I sell these toys, fine. If I don't sell these toys, then I know that this was just a pipe dream and it was not meant to be. And then I can buy shoes another time. I gave up my shoes. And I came and I sold every single toy in that suitcase. And then I said, there might be something there. And that was a birth of Rhimamory. Yes.
Oh, nice. I got two answers from one question. Okay. So what do you do to relax?
I read. I read a lot.
Relax.
Relax, yes. I love reading. I read novels, I read fiction, I read non-fiction, and I listen to Beyonce.
Clock it.
Okay.
Oh my God, I didn't expect that. You are shocking me.
Okay.
So what's your favorite food?
Rice.
Any type of rice?
Jollof rice.
Specifically?
Yep. Smoky jollof rice, yeah.
Now I understand why it's your favorite. Or you pair it with, on a normal day or on a good day.
Anything really, anything. But of course, it has to come with dodo. It has to come with plantain. Without plantain, it's not complete. Yeah.
I feel you. So what's the first thing you do in the morning when you wake up?
I pray.
Okay. And that's it.
That's
First
it.
thing.
It's like you did go.
First thing. And finally, this question might be a bit tricky. I don't know if you're prepared. But what's that thing that you believed to be true for like the longest of time? And when you found out, you're like, oh my God. Am I ignorant?
What's that thing that I believed to be true for the longest of time? Oh. Okay, I hope I don't offend anyone with this answer, but hey, it is was my personal belief. I did not believe for the longest time that the head of any animal was meant for human consumption.
Oh.
And then I found out that people don't only eat it, they look forward to it.
They use it to make a person.
Yes, it's still very, very much something I struggle with. But yes, I did find out that yes, people do eat and look forward to eating.
People eat frog head.
Heads of animals. Yes, that yes. So that was a bit of a shocker for me. But yeah, I'm with the program. I don't eat it, but yes, I understand. Yes, but yes, I yes. That was my first belief, and yeah, but no,
It might be a shared belief.
yeah. There you go.
Okay, so that's actually funny because I was still having this argument with a friend who eats frog head,
Oh my god.
and he was emphatically saying
Oh my
have you
God.
had frog head? And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god. Like, you're telling me that's the brain of the goat. Like, that's the brain of the that's the but then I don't know, maybe it's hypocrisy because you're eating the other you're eating the other parts like, with gusto. So I don't
oh
know.
my God, I think
I
it
don't
makes
know.
them feel like triumphant.
I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird. But you know what? To each their own.
To each their own.
Mhm.
So the final question is, if you could, I'm sorry, I'm still laughing. So if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, probably about what you do now or where you have gotten to, what would you have told your younger self? So either like make her do better or probably gain additional knowledge early enough.
If I could go back in time
Yeah.
and talk to my younger self about, this
Where you
path
are
that
now.
I've taken, I would tell her to start earlier. Start earlier. There's a long, long way to go, and there's still so much knowledge to impart that I would have told her to start earlier. I would also tell her to, funny, this probably ties in with your previous question.
Oh.
I would tell her to be ready for some shockers because, there is still a lot of ignorance. There's still a lot of denial. There's still a lot of denial. People not accepting reality. There's still a lot of relying, dare I say, on false beliefs. Yeah. There's still I just be able to be patient and give a lot of people a lot of grace. Sometimes people are just coming from not knowing. It's not malicious. They just don't know better. And so I would tell her to start earlier. I'd tell her to give people a lot of grace. I'd tell her to be patient with such people. And I would tell her, I wouldn't have to tell her to stand up for what's right because she would. She already would at any point in time. But yeah. Where this became much stronger for me was when I realized that, there were just not enough people doing this. A law, we have a lot of lawyers
Yeah.
doing so much good. And this, it's not
Well
sexy.
explored.
It's not sexy. It's not cute.
It's appealing.
It's not appealing. It's not fast money. It's not exciting. But children with additional needs, they need advocates. They need someone to speak up for them. And the sooner everyone does that,
the better the society.
the better the society. That's what I would tell her.
Thank you so much.
And I'll tell her to play the lottery. With the numbers
You need money.
Yes. She should play the lottery so that,
You need
Sente will not need
to do
sponsors.
good. I know,
Yeah,
right?
we need money. Yeah. Absolutely. Or tell her to invent Zoom. Yes.
Or Facebook.
Yes, or Facebook. Just invent Zoom just before 2020 and we would be all sorted. Yeah.
Actually,
That's what I would tell
that's
her.
amazing. That's amazing. Honestly, I don't know if you can see my eyes are a bit teary.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like a whole lot of revelation
Okay.
towards people who have kids, young adults with additional needs go through, and I really look forward to being an advocate myself. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing with us and myself. I'm grateful that you honored our invite. Thank you. I'd like to give you a hug. Thank you. To everyone listening, we hope this conversation has given you hope, practical guidance, and a deeper understanding of why initiatives like Sente are so important. Remember, supporting children with special needs is a journey we all share, and every small step counts. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share this episode so you never miss another heartfelt conversation. And also stay tuned for more episodes where we continue to explore stories, solutions, and the voices that makes a difference in the special needs community. Until next time, keep hope alive, seek help when you need it, and don't also forget to give yourself a warm hug.